And now from Sin City, the hottest sports betting show in the nation, Friday Night Locks.
With your hosts, Justin.
But it would be really cute with all that they've gone through to get into the playoffs.
Tanya.
Well, this is a done game.
The Tampa Bay game, you were like.
And Jason.
Gonna shock and amaze you. Ready? Ready for this?
Two dads and a mom that make betting fun. If it's Friday, it's friends, family, football, and Friday Night Locks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I don't usually start the show with something controversial, but I just want to put this on the table for you guys to...
You don't? That's crazy.
I need you guys to weigh in on this because this is either the world's best invention or this is completely horrible. And let me just start with this and you tell me what you think.
What is it? Okay, someone's in the stands. Someone's eating something. It's a hot dog and a beer.
He's
what?
Putting the hot dog in the
Explain.
beer. No, he's doing like the...
No, he's not dipping it in his
he's
beer.
doing like the 4th of July Joey Chestnut.
This is a real man of genius. Yankee fan. He hollowed out his hot dog and made it a straw. He put it in his beer and sipped his beer through the hot dog straw. Thoughts?
For what reason?
Madame Curie invented radiation.
No.
Steve Jobs invented the computer.
No.
Real man of genius. We salute you or horrible?
Horrible.
Horrible, says
Why
Jay.
didn't he buy
So
a
many
churro?
things.
They have churros at every stadium.
No, there's room for improvement.
Buy
It's
a churro. You don't have to hollow out shit. It's sugary. It's delicious. Stick it in your beer. It's probably a bigger tube, more of a beer bong tube. The hot dog is nasty, bro. That's sausage. You're mixing meat and beer. Churro is bread.
Devil's
Beer
advocate.
is bread.
Devil's advocate.
No way.
God.
You go to the ball game.
No.
You have a beer. You have a hot dog. Did you just cut out the middleman?
No.
Peanut butter, chocolate, Reese's
No.
Pieces. No?
No.
Nobody likes that.
Sausage
Nobody likes
and beer.
that
No.
idea.
Okay,
I wish you didn't have to say he was a Yankee fan. Like I wish you would have just said he was at the game. Like
all right. So
Yankees.
our poll says 2 thumbs down.
two
Two
thumbs
thumbs
down.
down.
You guys
It's the
hate that.
finger.
We love the Yankees.
2 thumbs down and the finger.
Well, that's hugely disappointing.
No, that's disgusting. And are you going to take a bite?
Please stop.
Don't do it.
You don't take a bite of your straw.
Don't do
This
it.
is a hot
Please
dog
Please
straw.
stop.
Don't do
Please
it.
stop.
Hot dog
I have to
straw.
say, now that I've actually tried it in practicality, it's god awful.
What
Okay,
are
so
you
I think you guys are
drinking?
right.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that's wild. And Justin is a obsessed person with hot dogs.
I will eat a
Obsessed.
hot dog, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
But no
Any
hot dog
moment.
straw.
No hot dog straw.
All right. Well, listen, I just wanted to start the show with a little.
That's like when we were kids, the licorice or the Twizzlers
Right.
into the soda. You're like, I am a boss right now. Look at me sipping through my Twizzler.
Did he grab the camera guy and go, "Hey, dude, you got to get this. I'm about to throw this hot dog down in my beer."
That's why it was so genius. Is
You
'cause he
can't
didn't
tell me the
think
guy was
anyone
just over his
watching.
shoulder with the 2-shot. Like,
Maybe it was his second hot dog.
I think he has a hot dog in his beer.
He
Let's
went
get
by.
that.
He went viral. It broke the internet. I think hot dog straw could be here to stay.
Let's not say we did. Life's great.
Life is great.
Our little guy is so cheery, so happy, giggly
Yeah.
all the time. He's like, his laugh is coming, or it's here actually. And it's like, it's so cute.
Well, he doesn't laugh on his own. You got to tickle him.
Yeah. You got to tickle him. We do this like earthquake thing on his stomach. And we go, earthquake. And he just goes just wild with laughs. It's cute. So it's really not fun to start to see their personality come out. When they're a baby, they're 2, 3, 4 months. They're still like a doll. So very cool.
Yeah, we're feeding him real food now. And he just sits in his chair and chills with his bib. He's like, "What's up? What do you got?" I wrote down a couple of these recipes. I'm not going to plug any companies because they're not paying us. But would you eat broccoli, carrot, banana, pineapple mush?
I just drank beer out of a hot dog straw. What kind of question is that? Of course I would.
Would you eat apple, blueberry, spinach? Sweet potatoes and turkey. I guess that's a Thanksgiving dinner in a blender.
Thanksgiving. That's a John Madden baby food right there.
This is where I get just explosion from the brain. Mac and cheese.
Blended
Blended
puree.
mac
There's
and
a
cheese.
Well, it's a
blended-
puree.
It's mac and cheese. There's nothing else. It says mac and cheese.
Puree.
Of course. In a blender. How
I gotta say, Wyatt is eating good over at your house. I like these choices personally. And just in sympathy with Wyatt, Carly also grabs my giant fat belly and goes, "Earthquake! Get on the treadmill, you slob!"
the doughboy.
Yeah. And then you just giggle through it.
Yeah, I just giggle because
You have
at this
to.
point in my life, that's a whole project that I'm not sure that I have the time for. Yeah.
Well, your extreme dedication to Ben Roethlisberger and his dad
His
bod,
diet.
So we're,
I think wherever Ben is right now in retirement, he's drinking beer out of a hot dog straw. Let's just get that straight.
There's gonna be something of him this year in the press box or the suite.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna walk in there like Jabba the Hutt. He's gonna be 440.
Oh yeah.
Balding, like what happened to his hair plugs,
tall?
all
It's
the
all
things.
just gonna fall
How
apart.
tall
Just
is he?
he's a big dude.
wow.
The opposite of Ben Roethlisberger. Here's one more thing I want to talk about before we get into last week of preseason. The opposite of Ben Roethlisberger is Tom Brady, right? We all know he takes very good care of himself, and he
That
has.
looks sick to me.
So, however, perhaps the Wizard of Oz is not so great and
Wizardy.
powerful. There's a huge rumor going around the internet. Remember, Tom Brady just took off 11 days from training camp, and I want you to read this headline.
But look at his cheeks, dude.
You see what it says?
It
No,
looks
can't
sick.
see it. Can't see it. You read it for
You
us.
have to read it to
Okay,
us. We
it
cannot
says
see that.
NFL fans are pondering whether Tom Brady had plastic surgery because of his new facial appearance. Maybe not so much avocado, maybe a little Botox, little filler, little cheek implant. What are we thinking about Tom Brady?
I don't think it's that.
You sure?
He looks emaciated or just like something's happening where he's losing weight.
this
No,
is
the
Matt-
cheekbones and the lips, like it's Mick Jagger, dude.
It's a little
It is
skin
Mick Jagger.
peeling.
It's Mick Jagger.
Wait, why does he look like Mick Jagger now?
It's Mick Jagger. And like I was literally making a bottle for the boy, and the picture came up. She woke up, and I go, look at the screen. And she turned around and saw the cheekbone thing.
I stood in front of the
And
TV
she goes,
and I
"He
was
looks
like,
what'd you say?
just gaunt and like just losing weight, and he looks frail.
And then Bruce Arians did an appearance yesterday on ESPN, and they were talking about Brady. Are you worried about Brady? And he's like, not at all. Oh, guy's throwing the ball better than anybody, blah, blah, blah. He said he drinks his body weight in water in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else on the team's running around with their water bottles, their little, and he's got a jug. He's drinking his body weight in water, and that's his thing.
Well, it's not that much
I don't know if the
weight
guy's
now.
eating. Like I don't know if he's eating. I don't
Yeah.
even know what he's doing.
He's also injecting his body weight of collagen into his face.
Yeah.
Sums
And
up with
his
that
hair,
cheekbone
his
thing.
hair is getting thicker as the years go on. So I don't know what kind of plugs and delightful hair transplants those mean, but I'm going to tell you right now, and this is also controversial. I'm calling Brady jump the shark with all this nonsense.
Wow.
And you know what? Brady's my guy. I love Brady. It's fun to watch, but I don't like plastic surgery. I like my Big Ben. I like my ugly
Sure.
mug.
Good old boy.
You like
I-
the natural.
I don't want football players pretty. I don't want this filler and lip injections. And I would rather have you get hit in the mouth while you're doing your timing routes to your brand new Julio Jones receiver than sitting in the chair of some
I
Beverly
just don't
Hills
think he
plastic
got.
surgeon.
I don't think. I mean, like one thing I'll start with, and I'll say, I hope he's not sick.
Yeah, that's like the
I hope
third
that he
thing.
didn't go to the doctor for like some kind of like sick
Treatment.
thing or blood, anything like that. God bless. I don't think, as much as he wants to have the fountain of youth or whatever, that he would schedule a plastic surgery of any kind during preseason. I
No.
think he's a warrior. I think he knows better than that. And I think that he's not that, if at all, egotistical in his own right. So I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
But he looks, dude, completely different. This cheekbone thing, this skinny, like, is he even eating at all? Is something up with him? He's lost a shit ton of weight since 3 weeks ago before he left when he was on camera.
You're saying he also had liposuction.
I don't think he did. I mean, if he did, that's his business. I don't think that this guy's going to say, guys, I got to miss 11 days to get Botox.
Fillers.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Also,
I think they would laugh
you
him
can
out of the
schedule
building.
that.
It would kill his legacy. I don't think that. I don't buy that.
June.
It's
or
cute.
May
It's funny.
or-
I don't buy that.
Yeah,
I think that he's sick,
I think something.
and I don't like it.
I'll just say he's 45 years old. He does not have one wrinkle in his face.
and that's because he's the best at everything he does.
All I'm saying is when
very Tom Brady apologists over there.
I'm
today.
not. When preseason first started, he did a press conference where he said, "Glad to be back. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's do it." He took some time off. He was out of the light, whatever. He was on the podium yesterday, and it was the cheek jaw thing, and I went, "Whoa!" If you put those pictures side by side, 3 weeks ago to yesterday, there's clearly a weight loss difference, and I hope he's not sick. And his response was, "I'm 45. There's a lot of shit going on." All right.
All I'm saying is Drew Brees, when he got his commentator contract from Fox or whatever he was doing last year, all of a sudden
he wore a wig.
He had a rug on his head.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What? What?" Yeah, I'm just saying, Brady.
He thought because I was wearing a helmet my whole career, maybe no one will notice.
Yeah.
A little less time in the mirror, Brady. A little more time with Julio Jones. That's all I'm saying. I'm putting it out there. He could have jumped the shark with all this nonsense.
For your sake, I hope he's not sick because you're gonna
right.
feel really bad about
No,
all
this. I hope Jason's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
So he wouldn't be sick.
Brady, a little less lip injections, a little more hot dog in it.
The only thing more fun than watching football is betting on it. Ready to make some cash?
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
I want to start by saying we're already off to a winning start to our season 2 of this podcast because Jay, you rightly called last week, take the Ravens. They have now won 24 in a row?
24 in a row.
This is free money. I don't know why Harbaugh is the god of preseason, but he is. That was your pick last week. A lot of our picks were future, so we won't know if they pan out till later. But I was feeling good about the Steelers, who I like to go over 8 win totals. I thought they looked good. And take what you want from Baker. He was running around, completing passes, which I said Baker this year over 3,700. So anyway, this pod, I think, is on the right track.
So you're saying like Baker was your 37 and that like after last week and they named him the starter, of course, since we talked, that you're feeling good about that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Not so nervous. And then the Steelers, which I've also heard from multiple people, and I might change my stance on that. I don't even know if it's down to 7 wins or losses or whatever. And everyone is saying like that is insulting to Tomlin.
That's what I said.
Blase. That's what you said last week. I watched him play. Tanya watched him play. It was Sunday noon game or whatever. We're hanging out, and dude, they look good. They look good. They're and it's funny because I watched the Giants Jets game right before that, and I watched a bunch of third string quarterbacks like sidearm, like throwing the ball sideways, where linemen were like batting them down like giants. Like these guys can't play in the NFL.
Yeah, the Cowboys got rid of your boy DiNucci. Did you see that?
Finally, God almighty, that dude. But like honestly, I watched the Pitt game and they both look good.
Yeah.
They both look good. I think Pickett should sit just because.
Right.
For a minute and then let Mitch do his thing, but they look good. They don't look like they're more mobile. Mitch
how can
was
they
running
not
around
be?
and juking. Ben didn't do that. So they're more mobile. Their D is D, stout. I don't think they gave up 20 all preseason. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember like Jacksonville game was like 15 points. They smoked Indy. They look good.
So can I ask a question?
You might be onto something there, my friend.
Just on like a how does this work way? If you are winning so many preseason games using kind of your scrub squad, why are they your scrubs? Why can't that entire unit follow into the real season?
Because they're playing against other scrubs. And when they go to the real season, they're going to be playing against Russell Wilson.
There you go.
But as scrubs go, or whatever you want to say, there was no Mark Andrews. There was no Lamar Jackson.
Right.
They just win. And they're prepared. And they just have a game plan. And they say they want to be able to plug someone in if needed. If that guy goes down, next man up. And Baltimore's ready for the next man up. And if anybody's ready, they're ready. Because last year they lost everyone.
Oh, they
still won 7 games.
Yeah.
Without Lamar. Like they lost everyone, including Lamar. So yeah, I just think that maybe they're just prepared better. I don't know. They look good.
Well, regardless, congratulations to you on the first winning cashing ticket pick of season 2.
Let's do it.
Should we get into our final picks of preseason?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Final means it's coming.
Regular season
Regular season's here.
Here we go.
Yeah, next week is real. And I'm going to just say this because one of my plays is a game that'll be played before our next pod airs is the opener, the Rams-Buffalo.
Oh, juicy.
And that line has gone all over. It went from the Rams all the way up to the Bills -3. It's pretty much sitting at 2.5 right now.
Okay.
That tells me that there is something going on with this Stafford thing that we just don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo is loaded. So are the Rams. Is there a Super Bowl hangover? Usually the Super Bowl hangover is not the Super Bowl winner. It's usually the Super Bowl runner-up. So that would be the hangover should be Cincy this year is what that says. There's something going on with Stafford that someone knows about, and I'm curious to see where this goes by next Thursday. But I like the Bills, and I would just play the Bills.
Money line.
It's that through the money line. Like it's through that number. It's almost 3, blah, 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 but it's gone from through the 0, as they say. And that scares me. That tells me that someone out there, some little snake in the grass knows a little more than most. And of course, they're not talking about it. But the one thing I will say, what I've heard about Stafford is that they're saying it's going to be a pain management situation this year. It's kind of like that nagging injury that you just got to play through.
Right.
Ice him up after the game, ice the shoulder, shoot him up, do whatever.
It's a throwing arm, though, right?
He's not going to practice. Yeah. He's not going to practice probably all year.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to practice. I mean, throw the ball around, but he doesn't need to go out and full on practice. He knows the playbook. I'm just saying, and I love the Rams. I'm just simply saying, I think that there might be something in this to worry about. I know Sean McVay is going to say, okay, then the defense has to play D and do their thing. But I don't know if they can score. And Buffalo averaged giving up 15 points a game last year. So that doesn't bode well for the Rams putting it in the end zone. I like Buffalo next Thursday night for the opener on the money line. It's pretty cheap. It's not in your 270s. It's under 200. I like Buffalo. I hate to say it. That
a lot of people like Buffalo.
Yeah. That's so that'll be my first pick of the year going forward. I think that game goes under too. I don't think they score a lot of points. I think it's a chess match.
You want to make that your second bet, the under, or you have something else?
I just have one other thing that's a future that we can do a flashback situation on, but I'm very interested in this offensive player of the year thing because these odds are really crazy. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Taylor is plus 1,000. That's the favorite.
I love that. Is that your bet?
No, it could be.
Is that your bet, Jason?
I was actually I'm high on the Colts, but I'm even higher on Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is going to get the ball
bet.
A lot.
It's 1,000.
It's 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 900 somewhere in there, depending on where you
love
shop.
it. So 10-1.
BetMGM has it at 1,000. So then the ones that are sneaky to me, Cooper Kupp, just for the record, is the reigning Offensive Player of the Year at plus 1,200 this year now. So if you like Cooper Kupp, you like him. A lot of people think that he's just going to get triple teamed and it's not going to have that year. Jamar Chase, plus 3,000. And Justin Jefferson, plus 1,200.
So you have 3 bets?
No, I don't have 3 bets. I have 2. It would be the Justin Jefferson and the Jamar Chases.
Justin Jefferson. I like that one too. I think Vikings will be good this year. What's the odds on that?
So Justin Jefferson's at 1,200 plus 1,200. If you bet 100, you win 1,200.
Yeah.
Jamar's at plus 3,000. The guy went crazy last year as a rookie, and he's got another year under his belt.
So 30-1 on him. Okay.
And then if you wanted to take a flyer on someone that I think could win the MVP, a quarterback can win the MVP, as I said in the last 2 weeks ago pod. The quarterback can win the MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year, but it doesn't always work that way. Usually it goes to a position player. But if someone's going to win the MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, I would think that would be our friend Josh Allen. And he's at 1,800.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it
So the
up.
Rams last year, it's hard to think about because they won the Super Bowl and now we know that. But before the season started, they weren't the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. And so I got good value. I got 15-1. So for $20, I actually won $300, which is really fun.
Yeah.
And I like that because obviously it's not a huge amount of money to invest. And then if for some reason you get lucky and one of your teams actually makes it to the Super Bowl, you can just ride it out and you don't have to put any extra money on the Super Bowl. And it sort of takes the pressure off and there's no point spread.
Yeah.
So with the spirit of that, for this pod, I'm gonna throw out 5 teams that I think could be sleepers. And I'll just preface it by saying, the Buffalo Bills, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Kansas City Chiefs. You don't need me to tell you those are the odds-on favorites. Everyone's picking them to go back to the Super Bowl. So those aren't going to be in my conversation.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a few teams that maybe are under the radar that no one's thinking, and maybe they get hot late in the year.
I like that.
And there's good value on these teams.
When you're done, I have one to add to that. So
awesome.
We'll see if they match up.
I'll bet you they do. Well, clearly last week I said Raiders. 40-1. I think they have a lot of positive momentum. I'm not going to go over all the reasons why. I already went over them. That's one ticket I'm going to purchase. The next, and this, I'm going to give you these in ascending order of value. So my next one is Green Bay. I talked about it. I love Aaron Rodgers. He's on the mushrooms.
You do?
He's got the bag. I don't feel like he's uptight this year with all the vaccination stuff and all the questions around him. I feel like he's loose. He's smiling a lot. He showed up to camp with his Con Air. We know that. I just feel like I'm feeling that kind of like I went on a weird psychedelic off-season self-awareness journey. And now I just feel like maybe he's going to bring that to the field, have a little more fun this year. He's got a bunch of new young receivers. He's going to make them look good. Green Bay to win the Super Bowl 12-1 is my first pick.
Wow.
And my next pick, in light of San Francisco re-signing Jimmy G, I like San Francisco. Now, I'll just say this. In that division, the Rams are loaded. They have an embarrassment of riches on both sides of the ball. Let's not talk about Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald and Cooper.
They walk through the West.
Akers. But I agree with you, Justin. Big question mark on Matthew Stafford's elbow. And I don't like that. And I don't think you do either.
I think it's elbow to the shoulder to the whole throwing arm.
Could be nothing, could be something. So I'm going to say perhaps San Francisco, better value. I think Jimmy G is a winner. I think San Francisco's loaded on both sides of the ball. I like their coaching system. So if for some reason the Rams falter, I think the Niners are going to come out of that division at 16-1 to win the Super Bowl. That's my next one. Baltimore Ravens. They're an auto play for me every year. Why? I like Lamar. I root for Lamar. Is he the world's greatest quarterback? Probably not. But
he's an MVP.
He's such a likable guy, and he plays the game with passion and fun. And one week he can score 45, and the next week he can fumble and throw interceptions. He'll break your heart, but I root for this guy. And there's value on the Ravens. 20-1 to win the Super Bowl. Ravens, my third pick. My fourth pick, Indianapolis Colts. Jay, you touched on this. Running game for days. Matty Ice, I think behind that big O line is going to have some success. Michael Pittman's a good receiver for him. They have a good defense. Another sleeper team value here. Colts 22-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And my final one, Miami 40-1. Tua. It's a division where he's going to have to play in snow. And I think that I always compliment Jay because he said Tua's from Hawaii. He usually doesn't play well in snow. And that's actually turned out to be true. Mm-hmm. But maybe this year under a new system, they're running the West Coast offense. They're running that Green Bay 49ers offense. Maybe it takes a little pressure off him. And I'll say this. Tyreek Hill made Patrick Mahomes look really good for many years. And I think he's going to make Tua look really good. Whenever you have Tyreek Hill on your team, you have a chance of winning. So I like the Miami Dolphins 40-1. And those are my 5 to win the Super Bowl. They're not everyone's darlings, but they're under the radar and you'll get value for them.
The interesting thing about that is that 4 of those 5 teams are AFC teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whether you thought about that, staged that or whatever, but they're, Raiders, Colts, Miami, Ravens, they're all AFC.
Yep.
And then
I got Niners and Green Bay. Yeah.
Right. So that would be the 6. So
look, could the Super Bowl,
Kansas City, Buffalo, the Chargers, if they make something happen. I do like your Raiders sleeper. The odds are just great. It would be, to me, easier for your Green Bay Niners if the Rams do struggle with the Stafford thing, because I don't think Tampa's going to be there. I just don't.
Me neither.
You heard it here first. I just don't.
I think Brady's going to be getting injections.
There's problems over there. Something's going on. But those 4 that you have, I mean, look, the odds are phenomenal. $20. What? Big chips. But
these are just fun bets.
Harder than your other 2 bets.
Oh, absolutely.
I salute you, and let's go. But
if you tell me that the 2024 Super Bowl will be the Bills and the Rams, I'm not going to argue with you. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to also, those bets aren't fun because you might get 6-1 or they're just low odds. So again, these are just throw $20 on it, forget about it, and lottery ticket.
I like it.
I like that.
And I'll lock those up.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
I don't have as many teams as you guys, but
yes.
I think the Denver Broncos are going to come charging in.
At West, huh?
Yeah. I just think that's my sleeper, if you will. We can obviously go with the Bills or go with all these other teams that they're just confident year after year. And it's assumed, I guess. But I think the Denver Broncos can come through. They haven't won more than 10 games since 2015. They've also been a little tired. Peyton Manning retired. They're going through, they went through a moment of like, what's going on, quarterback after quarterback. But DraftKings a couple months ago released their odds on the Broncos, and it was plus 3,500. And nice. Then Russell Wilson came into the picture, and after that blockbuster trade, it's now at 1,800. So
still great.
It was middle of the pack.
1,800 is great.
Yeah, but it's saying it was middle of the pack before they even had this star quarterback, and now that they have him, it's kind of shooting up to the top. So I don't think you should sleep on the Broncos. I think it's a new breath of fresh air for the team. The game 1 is going to be against the Seahawks, and that's Russell Wilson's old team. So I think he's going to come out, obviously, with a mission.
It's in Seattle, too.
And it's in Seattle.
Yikes.
So he's going to have that fan base, what's that stadium called? It's like the Bird Pen or something, where it's very loud.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a lot of Seahawk fans. And now they're like, Russell Wilson.
But they love Russ.
Of course. But I mean, he did end up leaving and going to another team. So I don't know. I just think I really root for them. It's time for them to come forward. I feel like Miami had that. The Bills are now on that. The Browns last year was like left field. What's going on here? I think it's time for the Broncos, and I'm excited about that.
Wow.
So
that's a winning franchise too.
Yeah. You have family in Colorado also.
And I have family in Colorado.
Are they Broncos fans?
Yeah. I mean, we're all from California, but I think the state that you live in, you start to grow fond of the team. So
they've adopted.
Let's go Broncos.
It's funny because last year we were talking about Sam Darnold, who went from the Jets to the Panthers, and then he played the Jets in week 1. And we were joking like Khloe Kardashian had that show called Revenge Body. But I feel like there's a lot of revenge body quarterbacks right now. Like Russell Wilson's playing Seattle, Baker's playing the Browns.
It's crazy, isn't it, how that works?
Yeah. So I like your call. I like Russell Wilson to go full Khloe Kardashian and get his revenge body on Seattle.
So I would say, for me, lock that up.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
Nice.
Lock it up,
I just want to say 2 cents also on this kind of episode where we're giving more of like umbrella bets or like futures or very simple line bets for the people who don't normally go to the sports book or for people who don't normally have confidence to go put things in because there's so many numbers and point spreads and I don't know what this means. I don't know what that means. This show specifically might be directed towards you because you can go up and just put in a simple, hey, I want the Broncos to win for the Super Bowl. Yes, it's obviously a lot of things and factors can happen throughout the year, but it also helps you through the season watch games with a different kind of perspective. And maybe you're rooting for a team that you didn't necessarily root for before, or you're watching that game more than you wanted to before, or the entire season. So it's just something to kind of keep you interested. So, and it's also fun to just kind of have that hanging on your fridge and you're like, oh yeah, I want to check in to see what's going on with that. So,
or I'm still alive.
Kind of fun.
You're still alive. That's the whole thing.
Just make it simple.
The thing about the Super Bowl is like, if you get to the playoffs, you just got to get through the playoffs. Yeah. Like it doesn't mean you could go 17-0 and lose in the first round of the playoffs. You're done. Just get there. Get to the playoffs. Let the chips fall as they may. Who's hot? Who's not?
Fumble here.
Who's injured?
There.
Who's not? Yeah. And like, if they get to the playoffs, Denver's going to be trouble. They've got D. They've got a lot of pieces. They've got a lot of vets. They signed a lot of vets.
Mm-hmm.
They got great rookies in the draft. Russell Wilson's a winner.
Or take any of these locks that we talked about and just go make simple bets, and it'll give you an opportunity to be more in tune with what's going on with the NFL.
There's nothing wrong with that play.
That was a chef's kiss. I can't talk speech because this show is absolutely the opposite of numbers and statistics. And it's just fun, easy celebration. Okay, let's recap. I love that. On today's FNL, Justin, you gave out 4 bets. You actually have a regular season bet. You like the Bills on the money line. They're in SoFi, right?
No, I think they're in Buffalo.
Okay. So Bills on the money line. Justin Jefferson, 12-1 for MVP. Jamar Chase, 30-1. And Josh Allen at 18-1. I gave out some Super Bowl futures. Green Bay 12-1, San Francisco 16-1, Ravens 20-1, Colts 22-1, and the Dolphins 40-1. T, you gave out the Broncos to win the Super Bowl at 18-1. And that, my friends, is the end of our preseason podcasting. Very excited.
Real quick, they are in SoFi.
They are in SoFi. Thank you for clearing that up. Okay.
I was wrong. I stand corrected.
That's all right. Bill's traveling to SoFi. And by the way,
I guess I was tripping on the fact that the Bills are favored, which is why that's so wacky to me. And that's why I think there's something fishy.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed in my head, not really looking ahead, that they were in Buffalo. But no, they are in fact in Los Angeles as a 2.5 point fave.
So we got that one. Bills on the road money line. Good luck, everybody. And take us out.
Yeah, most importantly, when you're dealing with a child in your home, understand that you are no longer the boss.
Whoa.
This home has been taken over by a 7-month-old, and the games that he likes to play that makes him the happiest are the noisiest of all. He wants to bang stuff. He wants to slam stuff. He likes the tile because it's louder than the carpet. So just when you think you're running the show, understand you are not running anything. And you are the third person most important in the family if you're the father.
No, absolutely not.
Third most important
Absolutely
piece.
not.
Oh, that's good.
So
advice.
anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Beat the book. So excited that next week we will be actually talking about hot dogs and beer.
No.
Cut out the middleman.
Beat the book. Do not mix hot dogs and sausage and beer, please.
See you in the real
guys.
season. Bye.
Thank you for supporting Friday Night Locks by clicking the like and subscribe button and leaving us a review. Thanks again for tuning in, and see you all next week. Good luck at the book.